Hello, welcome back to BSLIVE. In this episode, I want to share with you another example project that you can use with AI to generate unlimited concept art. So basically, I'm using this app called Diffusion B, and this app is running AI image generations pretty fast on my M1 machine. So it's not super fast. I mean, it can be 10 times or 100 times faster, but I think this is good enough. So basically what it's doing is it's using this image reference that I created in Blender. I'll explain this a little bit more in a bit. So based on this image and with given text prompt, this is like, it's not totally random prompt. You need to think about the prompt carefully, but I got this from lexica.art. Just copy paste the prompt and then just run this. So the AI will generate unlimited numbers of concept art. It's kind of like a gribble. It could be like a Borg cube, and yeah, it's just reimagining what it's seen here, and then yeah, creating infinite numbers of seemingly random Borg cube. You can actually turn this into a cutout. Pick the one you like, and then maybe based on this concept art you can then create the design. Yeah, I set it up so it creates like 100. I'll just leave it, so while I'm talking it continuously generating more creations. I have created some yeah, I'm using different prompt and you get different result, of course. So yeah, with image to image, unlike text to image where you just type like a prompt from scratch, this one is actually using reference image, and this is the original cube. So what I did is here is using the default cube, and I made these cuts, like a kind of like a random cuts using an add-on called random flow. So that's the first step. I want to show you the whole process. So using random flow, make random cuts. I can then just apply like a random texture, not so random because this is actually generated using JSPlacement. So let me explain again. Okay, we use random flow. This is just a reference. This is the Borg cube from Star Trek, I believe. And I started with random flow. It's an add-on. It's $15 Australian, I think, for the purchase, or US dollar. It's giving you ability to quickly create like a gribbles. Okay, you can create gribbles using geometry nodes. You can also make like a manual cuts, maybe using box cutter or grid modeler if you want to do it manually, or just scatter random objects. That will work as well. But once you have random objects, you probably want to have like random textures. So for random textures, you can use this JSPlacement from Windmill. Just grab the latest for your system: Windows, Mac OS, Linux. The M1 Mac OS version is not yet out, but maybe in the near future. With JSPlacement, you can create a random texture very quickly. Like it has a lot of details. You have seen me using this app a couple of times. So basically, yeah, you can generate random texture like this. I'll just use the classic. I like the classics, just like collection of square and lines. Play around with this. You can then, toggle the color, pick the color you want. Okay, you can actually adjust the color further inside Blender. But yeah, from this random displacement map, you can then apply this into your box and assign the mapping. give it a, so there's displacement, there is the normal, and yeah, just simply apply it into this guy. All for what I'm doing here, I just want something that's a little bit random, so like this kind of look. So I can render it from different angle. It's still like a just like default cube with random texture and displacement. As you can see here, I can control the textures colorations if I want to. Like for example, this is one feature I like in Blender. With the texture, you can just play around with the RGB and the curve to get a different color. Once you're happy, just apply like basic light, and if you're happy with this, you can then use it with the AI. Okay, so the AI is currently keep generating endless numbers, infinite numbers of design based on the default cube. Look, some design, even though it's like a really low resolution concept arts, it still gives you an ideas how maybe you might want to design this cube. You know, like it could be, because there are so many, you can arrange this maybe, and then kind of pick the one you like. Let's say, let me stop that. If I actually use this design, for example, it's pretty random, but still looking pretty good. Take a screenshot, change this image with the new one. Okay, and hit generate. This prompt actually can be replaced with whatever prompt that you can find interesting and inspiring from Lexica. This is the one that I'm using for this kind of creatures: full body portrait, steampunk, sci-fi, cyborg, ninja, third person, illustration, Stanley, art germ. Anyway, all kind of infinite numbers of possibilities here. I just want to get the details. Actually, this one is pretty good. That's beautiful. Maybe I can actually say, mandel bulb, and I can get something that's really intricate and like a fractal. So just wait a few seconds and we should get a result. Okay, yeah, we end up with something like this. So let's say I want to start from scratch. So the default cube, right? Shift Q will give us the random flow. There's a lot of so many possibilities here. You can actually apply random vertex color as well. I haven't tried all. Let me try with just random loop extrude. So I can, there's a lot of options here. Maybe I should actually subdivide this object to start with. Okay, subdividing 5 times, and I will do like some random. I'm gonna pick like I don't know all the options, but I will just gonna improvise here. Yeah, I turn on recursive. Triangulate is actually an interesting options. With triangulates, turn up high, you can start to get this kind of panel look. So I have the default cube, and I have this random flow being generated. So let's save this random cube. So back to our cube, Shift Q once again, and I will have random. I will try random panels, recursive, triangulate 30, panel seed, subdivision cut. I believe there's also like extrusion here. Panel size, inset thickness, minimum and maximum bevel, the height. Okay, can increase the height. All you need to do is just play around with the numbers, just so that the default cube is no longer looking like a cube. This is the panel. Okay, let's say I'm pretty happy with this. Actually, I should try again one more with the random tube. I never used this one. Let's try minimum maximum length and then random seed. Okay, maybe increase the cut. Triangulate. Random seed. Yeah, just increase the amount of pipes there. Okay, let's say I'm pretty happy with that. Somehow the pipe is separate, which is, I can actually increase the size of the pipe, so it could be like a separate material. Random material color, select all by type mesh. I'm just gonna combine it into a single mesh, and I will add some subdivisions, simple, and I will create material, just a new material. Now I will assign JSPlacement material. We should have some texture. Okay, it's okay, it's pretty random. It's okay. The pipe can look a little bit better, but we're getting there. We just want to do like one more thing with the material. Randomness. Oh, actually, turn on. We need to go to cycles and then enable displacement, setting, displacement and bump. For the displacement itself, we need to grab this guy, plug in the UV, and then create displacement, plug this into the height, this goes to the displacement, scale. Hopefully this works. Okay, create a light. Just need to have something that's a little bit random, because the AI will do the job for us, at least for this purpose. Okay, sunlight is on. We could do like a better job with the lighting. We could modify the texture a little bit more. Just maybe increase the detail, increase the resolutions. Okay, the pipe looks pretty ugly, but for now I think it should be okay. maybe turn off the light completely. Yeah, I should do better with the light, but for now we can take a screenshot. Get back to this guy over here. It's creating some design for us. Let's change this image into the new image and then generate. The light's looking pretty dark actually. I could have used like sky texture, so it's looking a little bit better. Maybe I should do this. Stop and let's see. If you don't have Diffusion B and you want to do it anyway, you can use Mage.Space. It's kind of the same idea. Drop your image, get the inspirations, let this one generate for us. Prompt strength, make it like 60, 69 or something, and just generate. This one will run faster. It's depending on their server, but it could actually run a little bit faster. It's depending on the, yeah. And sometimes you get more details and you can go really crazy actually. It's creating design already for us. Like you can go turn on advanced, go extreme, and let's see, guidance scale, image to image, and set this to closer to our design. And let's see, so we started to get something. So based on this kind of ugly concept art, we get something that's a little bit more interesting. And there we go, right? You can rerun this. I mean, this design is 3D, but it doesn't have any aesthetics at the moment. But the AI give us something that's looking more interesting. Maybe you can kind of eventually you keep doing this, and you started to use that concept art to make the design. Just remake this in 3D somehow. Just start collecting like gribbles or like kit bashing items that you can reuse. So eventually you get the assets to recreate this. Okay, that's cool. You know, you get these extra bits. If you can turn this into 3D, I think it has its own value in a way. It's like an art piece already. Okay. All right, so that's basically the lecture for today. Hopefully you find this interesting and useful. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.